How did I find remission? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome to Autoimmune, a brand new autoimmune lifestyle channel. We're going to talk about all the ins and outs of living with autoimmunity. But I'd like to begin with how I found remission, because that's probably the best part. I began to show symptoms at about 11 years old, and since then it progressed, spawning several different autoimmune issues. Now, most of you know that when you have an autoimmune disorder, usually you have more than just one. Well, the worst of mine was stage 3 Hidradenitis Suppurativa, a horrible skin disease, and I really wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's pretty much as bad as it gets. Well, I was generally in a lot of pain most of the time. It was hard to sleep, constant fevers, you know, all the fun symptoms you get with having tons of inflammation in your body, including the inability to lose weight. And since I've lost about 120 pounds, so I've come a far ways, but I've got a long ways to go as well. It's been quite the journey. Might be talking about weight loss on this channel probably often. So if you're into that, subscribe, and we will talk more about that in more videos to come. But the worst part of my autoimmune issues, I didn't tell anybody. I kept it a secret for a solid 15 years, and that wasn't easy, but I learned to hide it well. This is fairly common with people with Hidradenitis Suppurativa. It's just one of those embarrassing things you don't want people to know about. But I've always been the kind of guy that has been willing to try almost anything when it comes to diet. I've tried every diet that's out there on the internet. I've tried every superfood, every vitamin and mineral, supplements, creams. I tried it all. There's been a couple things that have helped a little bit, and I'll probably make videos about them, but nothing worked. Nothing sent me into remission. Well, about a year and a half ago, I was, on the support forums looking for answers as usual, and I stumbled upon this post by this lady, and she was talking about something called nightshades, and I'd never heard of them before. I'm sure most people that haven't tried this diet haven't heard of it either. She said that she had basically eliminated these foods from her diet. I'm not sure if she said remission, but she said it helped with her autoimmune issues. So I thought, well, that sounds pretty interesting. So the next time I was at my doctor's, I asked him about it, and he said it had nothing to do with your immune system, that the food we ate had nothing to do with our triggers or any of our symptoms. So I thought, okay, this was a dermatologist. He's the guy to ask, right? So I put it in the back of my mind. So at the time, the doctor had prescribed me some kind of antibiotics, the standard stuff. And it actually had some good effects. It really brought my symptoms down, but it only lasted a few months and then it wore off. And this seems to be the standard with people. At that time, I remembered that post. I remembered that woman talking about how she had improved her symptoms. So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot. This was around the time I was playing with paleo. Elimination diet, it seemed like, yeah, maybe it could have a good effect. So I started and I cut out nightshades. It had a dramatic improvement on my health. Lots of my symptoms almost completely disappeared for a while, and it was good. It was really good. It's probably one of the best times in my life up until that point, health-wise. It's not as bad. I won't go into details in this video, but it was a big improvement. But the symptoms just lessened. They didn't just completely go away. I didn't go into remission. Time goes on and the symptoms don't completely disappear. So I looked into why do diet eliminations or food eliminations work? Why do they have any effect on our triggers or symptoms at all? And that's when I found AIP, the Autoimmune Protocol. AIP, it's similar to paleo. You've probably heard of that. Just quite a bit more strict. In fact, it's probably the most strict diet I've ever heard of. But it wasn't exactly something to get excited over. It wasn't like the cookie diet or the military diet. It wasn't something exciting. It wasn't just like drinking juice for a month either, which I've done. It was cutting out most traditional foods that I ate on a daily basis. Most of them. It was nightshades, seeds and nuts, dairy, beans and legumes, grains, refined sugar, and alcohol. Yeah. And most of these foods were, like, they were my favorite, you know? I mean, not exactly alcohol. I didn't drink that every day. Long story short, over the last year and a half, I've been able to, well, eliminate all of these from my diet. And if I'm being honest, I still have a drink or two every now and then. Nobody's perfect, but it sent me into complete remission. And I've never experienced anything like that in my life. It's been life-changing. It wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done, but it was simple. There are instructions on how to do it. And within a few weeks, all my symptoms disappeared. And within a few months, I was completely healed. All of my immune issues are in complete remission, and they have been for over a year now. Sometimes it kind of feels like I'm living in a dream, you know, not being in constant pain, being able to sleep again. It's kind of strange, actually. For almost 20 years, that was the normal. Just not knowing what I was going to feel like the next day. Whether I would be able to get out of bed or go to work. It's not easy, and you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's amazing what the body can do and heal itself from once you take out the root cause. Life will never be the same for me, and that is a good thing. But my scars are a good reminder of what it's like not to be in remission, and I don't want to go back to it. The message I'd really like to leave you with today is just to never give up, because hope is what kept me alive in my darkest moments. In the next video, I'm going to go more in depth about the AIP diet, the Autoimmune Protocol, and how to start it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Subscribe below if you want to see more of what I'm going to bring to you. See you next time.